What's going on, my good people? I know I ain't made a video in a while, but of course we've been building, man. We've been building. We've been trying to get up to a certain level, man. Y'all seen the construction, dog. We started out, man, we had to clean a lot of stuff out. We had to go back over some work when we had started, man. The process took about 3 months. A lot of sleep lost around that time. Like, my body was hurting. Man, I have a lot of respect for construction workers because, boy, my body was hurting after all of this hill work. So, if you see my eyes looking a little bit blank, that means your boy been working and not sleeping as much. So, we've been able to catch up on sleep a little bit, man, because, we started to get a little bit of organization going. So we had the first 5 years of my 5-year Goud Teacakes plan, as you can see. And, my plan was to eventually have a space, a commercial space to sell tea cakes because, if you want to be taken seriously in business, man, you have to grow past a certain point. So I had to grow past being in my house. Like, people say, oh, okay, you got a business, but you still about his house. When you move to a actual commercial spot, people take you a little bit more serious. It's like, okay, you paying rent, you're not doing this out your house, kids running around, people show up. It just looks a little bit more professional. So the first 5 years of the plan for Goud Teacakes was to eventually get into a space and start the new phase. So we're working right now, man, on the next 5 years. So we're 4.5 years in. Our date, for starting, about 5 years. We're close to 5 years. So right now, just working on that next 5 years, trying to put systems and processes in place so when we hire people, they come in and they know exactly what to do. They've been properly trained. They've been properly vetted through the HR process, and we can get people in that can do the job and can do it efficiently. My key word that I use with everything with Goud Teacakes is we want to be efficient. We want to be fast and efficient, and that's why sometimes we use red for our logo. Like, the color can change, but the logo stays the same. When you're doing colors and things like that, and they teach us in marketing class, red means fast. So when you put red on your logo, that means people are looking to be served fast or faster than the usual establishment. So that's what we were going for, man. We want to be fast, we want to be efficient. And so the next 5 years, we're leaning into being fast, efficient, and we want to have our processes and systems in place so we can grow into the company that I know we're going to be. Right now, we're in a new area, we're in the Copperfield area, so that's off of Highway 6 and 290. My mentors, they were gracious enough to give us some space inside their bakery, and we appreciate it. So we'll use this to go on to the next platform, like our next thing. So now I learned how to bake out of my house, and so now I'm learning how to bake out of a commercial kitchen, which is totally different. So right now we're working on the look of the tea cake, we're working on the shape of the tea cake, we're working on like the consistency. So I want every tea cake to look exactly the same, and to do that you just have to be consistent. And so we're just gonna, until the grand opening, which the grand opening is gonna be on June 16th, 17th, that'll be Juneteenth weekend. We're gonna be working on getting tea cakes to look exactly the same every single time, so there's no confusion. Right now, they look the same on the surface, but right now, for me, I'm a perfectionist in nature, so until they get to the certain level that I need them to look like every single time, I'm gonna keep tweaking, keep working. We have been adjusting temperatures on the ovens to see if we can get them to a perfect temperature. At first, we put them in there with no convection, and they just straight flattened out. So then we had to figure out we had to go convection to full, bake time, like just learning all these little details about your business, man, really adds a component, you know, of care. Like people see that you care about your product. So that's what we're really doing, man. And this is the next phase of what we're trying to do is make sure that everything is just right dressed, that this particular tea cake looks like this particular tea cake. Whether you ate it today or whether you eat it 3 years from now, it's all the same. And so right now we have the taste. The taste has been, you know, solidified for a minute. And we had the shape. You know, we got our square shape, so that's solidified. Now we're getting the baking process done to where they don't collapse in the middle, because it's kind of like a little souffle, so sometimes they collapse. But we're trying to work out the little details, man, to become the premier brand over the next decade, you know. And so this is what we got to do, man. It's just the next phase, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. I appreciate y'all being patient with me over this time, man, this last 4 years. Just ironing out all the little details, man, that make little companies grow into big companies. And that's what we want to do, man. I eventually want to pass this on to my kids, who will pass this on to their grandkids, who will pass this on to their kids. And so that's the type of company that we want to set, and we want to set a standard. And so in doing that, man, it takes time, but it takes patience. It also takes you know, being consistent at your work. So that's what we're doing, man. And I appreciate y'all rocking with me. And hey, man, I appreciate it, man. See y'all over the next 5 years, and you'll be watching our growth. Goud Teacakes out.